Literally the same. Raining outside the moment. We're in London again. Again. It's the third year in a row it's been held in London. In a nice little apartment. Got a TV, got a big bed. This unfortunately isn't mine. Desk area, little kitchen area. Compare kit, all this kind of stuff. Suitcase. This is my room over here. Big double bed all to myself. Yeah, I'm currently alone at the moment because we arrived, dropped his bags off, and then immediately went back out to pick up his badges and stuff. And my brother and his friend is currently at the Pokemon Center because mine isn't until tomorrow. Getting the Pokemon Centers again was an absolutely stupid. They still haven't gotten the system right, so I'm just gonna chill out for a bit. We'll have a look through this. Might go get some food. Have to get a coat or something. Hello, I apologise for the weird setup on the glass table. The little desk area that I showed earlier, the lighting is really bad, so this area is just like a little bit better. We're back in London for the third time at the Pokemon European International Championships. Not really much has happened so far. I mean, we just arrived, dropped the stuff off, went and picked up his badges. My brother's currently at the Pokemon Center, and I'm all alone by myself because my phone was low on battery, so I needed to go home. But I do have my competitor kit over here, so I'll go ahead and show that off. It came in this nice bag, and this nice, like, actual fabric bag instead of last year where it was like a paper bag or something like that. I think it was a paper bag for the last 2 years, and it was just completely white and just said like play Pokemon on it, but now we have like an actual like nice bag with a bunch of different Pokemon on. We got his badge, which for this year is the Mega Pokemon, Mega Charizard for the competitors. I'm not sure what the spectators, media and staff ones are. And we also have the lanyard with Mega Blastoise, Mega Charizard Y, Mega Charizard X, and Mega Venusaur. It says International Championships, very nice. The promo is Ultra Ball. I'm pretty sure the Buddy Poffin from last year and the Nest Ball had like Pokemon stamp here. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, Ultra Ball. But yeah, last year it was Buddy Poffin, and the year before that it was Nest Ball. I don't know what this is. Pokemon Go Championship Series. I'm not going to turn it over because there is a code on the back. Doesn't tell me what it gives, but I guess I'll read something for Pokemon Go, I'm not entirely certain. And then we have another bag. I'm guessing they gave us 2 bags because it is currently raining at the moment, so they don't really want to put everything in like the nice bag and then it all gets wet and damaged. So they gave us 2 bags, which is very nice of them. We'll get the mat out so we actually have a nice backdrop to put everything on. In fact, you can see some of the water there, but here is the mat. The camera's a bit zoomed in, but as you can see, it's Mega Charizard X. You've got Charizard, Charmeleon, and Charmander down here, and it says competitor at the top. European International Championships. It does look very nice. The Latin American one was Venusaur, I think, which means that the North American one is probably going to be Blastoise, which I'm surprised about. I thought that Europe was going to be Blastoise purely because it rains so much in Europe and in Britain and all that kind of stuff, so it only made sense for it to be Blastoise, but we got Charizard instead. Right, I've zoomed it out a little bit more. Ignore the shadow of a cable. I currently have my phone charging with a battery bank because I'm having to charge something else with my phone charger. Then we also have all the other stuff. We have the cap. Charizard themed cap. I still have my Ogerpon one from last year, which I never ended up using because I just don't like wearing caps unless it's summer. That's the only time I'll wear a cap. And then we have, I'm guessing this is the pin badge. This is the pin badge. Mega Charizard X. We also have the deck box. Single deck box, Charizard X, Mega Symbol, and then Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard on the side. I don't understand why they don't give us double deck boxes. Like, those are just so much nicer. And then we have the Mega Charizard sleeves. I'm probably just gonna, sell these or like get rid of them because I don't need them. Now we move on to the deck that I'm playing for this event. Unfortunately, Mega Dream Ascended Heroes isn't going to be legal for EUIC because some products have been delayed. Thus, the legality of the cards has also been delayed until the beginning of March is when you're allowed to use the set. You can use the cards on TCG Live, but you can't use them in the actual TCG until March. So we're playing Old Reliable. I just realised I haven't ordered this, so let me do that quickly. Without Ascended Heroes being legal, this event's just like a bit iffy for me, because Birmingham and this are pretty much the only big events that I'm going to. Like any other regional this year, I do not have the time to go to. So I decided to just have fun with this event, kind of like how I did with Birmingham. So we're playing Zoroark again, but this is a different build actually. So unlike for Birmingham, where I built the deck like kind of semi-competitively, this one is more of just like a fun version and a pure version of the deck at that. So it's going to be like kind of standard stuff for Zoroark. It's our main attacker. It's also a form of draw support, so we want to play multiple. And then of course 2 Darumaka and 2 Darmanitan. We're not playing the Toad Scrolls, this is more of a pure build, which I just find to be a lot better than the Toad version that people are playing. Like, there's some cards in that build that are really good. The game plan of that build is also pretty decent, but there's just a couple of things about it that I just really didn't like. Yeah, you play Toad Scroll for the Goldengo matchup, but even then you're still like two-shotting Goldengos. The only thing you're really doing is slowing them down, but they still play stuff like Super Rod and they have a lot of draw support, so they can still just get energies. Whereas with Darmanitan, it's just a lot better because you're threatening a 1-prize attacker against a 2-prize Pokemon. You can just attack with Darmanitan with either reversal energy or manual attach PP up, because it is just 2 colorless, so you can just use 2 dark. It does 30 damage for each basic energy in your opponent's discard pile, so you can just, once your opponent's attack with Goldengo, you can just bring this up and just swing with it anyway. Plus Flame Body Cannon with Black Belt is a 1-hit KO on a Goldengo in the active, and then a 90 bench snipe, which could be 3 prizes if you hit something like a Gimme Goal. And then we're playing 2 Reshiram. I don't like playing 1, because if you prize this, the only other thing you can copy the attack with is Darmanitan. And against certain decks, it's just not good. So prizing one of these and like your only copy of these is really bad. That's why I'm playing the 2, because it's just less risk that way. If we were playing with Ascended Heroes, I would be playing 1 of this and 2 Zekrom, but Ascended Heroes is not legal for this event, unfortunately. And then we have the other like random stuff. Monkey Dory, because we're a dark deck. Pheasantipity to draw cards. Petrum, which allows us to get out of retreat locks and also switch out our Zoroarks and all that kind of stuff. I'm not playing Mochi. If we were playing Zekrom, we would be playing Mochi because you can just hit for 290. And this just helps poison that. Plus, attacking with this thing is also pretty decent. 2 dark and 60 damage for each prize card your opponent's taken, so in the late game it can be pretty decent. And then the 1 Blood Moon, again, is another late game attacker. And 240 damage is just really good in certain matchups, and with stuff like Black Belt, which yes, we are still playing Black Belt, you can just 1-hit KO some certain things into the late game. The only real annoyance with this is that Rocket's Watchtower is a very prevalent card in the format. I'm also playing it, so that can be a little bit of a crutch. But even then, it's not like that big of an issue. Supporters for Lily, it's the main one we want to see. Free Iono as hand disruption, and also if we just need to like dig through our deck, we can Iono ourselves, and then use our Zoroarks afterwards to ensure that we see what we need. Free Boss, because we can just boss something up, take it out. We draw a lot of cards, so it's just good that way. Plus we have stuff like Pal Pad, so if we need to discard one of these for a trade, we can just put it back in. Churro, so we can pick up anything that our opponent can easily take out or something that's damaged. And then the 1 Black Belt to just help with damage numbers. If we attack with Reshiram, it does 210, that's pretty important. If we attack with Darmanitan, again, into a Goldengo, the plus 40 makes it do 130 times 2, because Goldengo's weak to fire, that's 260, exact knockout, and then a 30, and then a 90 bench snipe. And then with Blood Moon, it's 280, which is again just a really good number to hit. You can even use it with Petruant if you really wanted to. And then for the items, the 1 Buddy Buddy Puffin and 3 Dicky Front of Nusk. Plainly, it does have the play stamp thing on it. The Ultra Ball doesn't. That's annoying. And the Nest Ball has it as well. Why did they get rid of the play stamp? Aww. That's kind of annoying. 4 Buddy Buddy Puffin, 2 Nest Ball, because we do play Pokemon with more than 70 HP. even though like you should probably be playing 4 of this and like less of this. This is more important because we want to get Zoroark into play, and you know, this is just for everything else. 2 PP ups. From what I heard, you can actually use the Ascended Heroes reprint cards, so that I could actually use like 2 full arts if I really wanted to. I do want to pick up one of the new boss's orders, that's something I do want to get. I might get some full art PPs if there's any of the vendors there. I'll have to wait and see. We'll also have to see how much they are, because the product at the moment is fairly limited, so prices are kind of high. 2 Night Stretcher and 1 Super Rod. This is just in case we get Toad Scroll ourselves, so it gives us an option to put stuff back into the deck. Normally you would play like 3 Night Stretcher, but I just wanted to have the safety option of like, if our opponent's playing Toad Scroll, we have something that allows us to put stuff back into the deck. And then for the rest of the items, 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Power Pad, and our secret box. A spec. I was thinking of maybe a Hero's Cape, especially for like the mirror and just like other matchups, because having a 380 HP Pokemon is very nice, especially a 380 HP 2-price Pokemon that we can then just like swing back with for a bunch of damage. But this is just like so much better. Like, it's basically discard 3 cards and get 4 cards. Like, why not? And then we're playing 2 Team Evo, 1 Air Balloon and 1 Power Glass. Power Glass lets us get energy back from the discard onto our Pokemon at the end of the turn, so if we use something like Flame Body Cannon, we can attach an energy back onto our Zoroark, or even then, if you like have a Zoroark in the active, you can just attach this, go end of turn, get the energy back, so you have like a threat that your opponent has to deal with. Air Balloon to obviously get stuff out of the active and like retreat and all that kind of stuff, and TM Evo because we want to see it going first. It's pretty good. We're actually going second. We go second in this deck, we don't go first, but you know, you get the idea. Artisan, Ends Castle, and Watchtower. Artisan is the same reason for Nest Ball, but Nest Ball can also get as our EXs. Ends Castle to give all of our Ends Pokemon free retreat, which is really good for Darmanitan because it has free retreat cost. So even with an Air Balloon, you would have to manually attach an energy if your opponent's locked it up into the active. But we also have stuff like Turo, which can easily pick it up, and we also have Ends Castle. And then Watchtower. Watchtower is just like decent, stops Blood Moon, it stops stuff like Mega Kangaskhan, it stops obviously like all these really powerful colorless Pokemon like Noctowl, Fan Rotom, all those kinds of things. Pretty strong card. And then for our energies, it is 7 Dark Energies and 2 Reversal Energies, which lets us attack with Darmanitan. I was thinking of playing 1, but in the Goldengo matchup, it's really like useful to have these, because in the Goldengo matchup you're never going to be attacking with Zoroark, it's purely there to draw cards. So most of the time you're just going to be attaching all your energies onto Darmanitans to knock out your opponent's Goldengos and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the deck. Again, I'm going into this mainly just to have fun. I don't expect to win. This is like my only other big event of the year. So after this, it's pretty much just going to be going to locals every day. Like, I'm not going to be going to any other regionals. Maybe go to a cup or a challenge here or there, but that's if I have the time to. But yeah, I just want to have fun with this event. Just looking forward to rotation, really, and Ascended Heroes, where I can actually like experiment more with this deck, and this deck just gets like so much better. But for the time being, it's still like a decent deck, but it just has some pretty iffy matchups, and like the damage just isn't really there. But it's still one of my favorite decks, one of my favorite Pokemon, so why not? Right, I think I'm gonna go get some food now. It's still raining, but I am hungry. So I was just in the process of like organizing my playables binder and taking out all the stuff that goes out in rotation. And here's the stack of cards that are rotating. There's quite a lot. Just goes to show how impactful this rotation is going to be.
Right, go on then, what are your initial thoughts going in?
To have fun. I'm not winning. I'm not going to do it. It's the same format as Birmingham. So I'm just going to have fun with the event. Enjoy a nice Greg side.
Good luck.
So round 1 of the event was against Charizard Dragapult, Game 1, it was a very, very interesting back and forth. I was able to take some pretty good KOs early game, especially against Drakloak, using Flame Body Cannon to knock out 2 of them. And then something weird happened during my opponent's next turn. This Charmander suddenly appeared out of nowhere, which I didn't see on the bench the previous turn. And then he tried to rare candy it into a Charizard. I was very confused because I told him, I was like, didn't you put that into play this turn? He was like, oh no, it was in play last turn. I genuinely didn't believe him, but there was no evidence to go off of other than he said, she said, so I just didn't bother bringing it up. I probably should have, but I genuinely did not see it on the bench. He was using the competitor playmat, so maybe the red of the card blended in with the red of the playmat, I don't know, I didn't see it. I owned him down to like 2 cards, and he drew boss's orders and won that. Game 2 was a very interesting, again, back and forth type of game plan, where I just didn't want to take too many KOs, because then he could KO with Charizard. So I was kind of baiting him to attack into me, which he did do, and then I was able to boss up his other Charizard and get rid of that. And then like the second Charizard had damage on it, so then I could get rid of it later on in the game. But again, he drew the boss, and I lost. Round 2 was against this weird Kangaskhan Fortress deck. So Fortress knocks itself out to put 5 energy from your deck onto any of your Pokemon, and because it's considered knocked out, you take 2 prize cards. So that's cool. So I just knock out a Kangaskhan, take 3 more, and then I need 1 more KO to win the game. But after you use Fortress, you basically just sit on Kangaskhan and just constantly like heal it and stuff. And he was also playing TM Crisis Punch, which says if your opponent has 1 prize card left, you do 280 damage for 3 energy, which is enough to just 1-hit KO one of my Zoroarks, which he did both games, and I lost that one as well. Round 3 was like some Terra Box Joltik kind of mishmash. Round 1 was pretty clean, I was able to take that. Round 2, I was digging for something to copy the attack of, either a Darumaka so I could evolve it or a Reshiram. I didn't prize check at the beginning of the game, even though I had a Buddy Buddy Puff in, I probably should have done that. And then I eventually drew a Nest Ball, activated Nest Ball, saw there was no Reshirams, and I was like, okay, it's a little bit annoying, but I could possibly get one for prizes if I get a Darumaka and then into a Darmanitan. I then noticed there was no Darumakas in the deck. I prized both Reshiram and both Darumaka. I literally could not attack that game, so I had to scoop. And then game 3, it was a pretty back and forth type game, and I eventually got to a point where he could like KO me, but I couldn't 1-hit KO him. And then eventually he got down to I think 1 prize card, and I realised I had Blood Moon in discard, so I bossed up Terapagos, and then Night Stretcher Blood Moon and attack for game, and I won that one. Round 4 was against Ceruledge. This matchup is very favourable because their attack only does 20 extra damage for each energy in the discard, whereas Backdraft from Darmanitan does an extra 30 damage for every energy in the discard. So they only need 9 basic energies in the discard, and I can one hit KO anything they put down. Game 1 went exactly that way. I even attacked with Darmanitan a few times. Game 2, I bricked at the beginning. I literally had 2 Pokemon in play. He knocked out one of them, I drew for turn, and then just scooped because I couldn't do anything. And then game 3, I just bricked again. I think I used all of my Lilies and all of my Ionos, and I just couldn't find anything. I just bricked, and lost that one. So I decided to drop out of the tournament. I chilled about with some friends for a bit, we played a bit of retro, and then it was off to the Pokemon Center.
So go on, talk through your rounds then.
I've already forgotten what they were, but round 1 was...
Wasn't that Kangaskhan?
No, that was Dragapult Charizard, and I swear my opponent cheated at one point, because I Darmanitan to knock out 2 of his Drakloaks, and the only thing else he had on the bench was a Latias, and a Badoo. And then suddenly this Charmander appeared and he tried to rare candy it. And I was just really confused because I was like, you're not allowed to play this turn. And he was adamant that he didn't. And I probably should have called the judge, but I just didn't. Because there was no like, hard evidence for it or whatever. And I lost that one. But it was close, both games at least. And then round 2 was Genghis Khan Fortress, where you use a fortress to blow itself up to get energy, and then you just sit on a really beefy 300 HP Pokemon that you can't one-shot, and you just play a bunch of stuff to heal it. And he also played TM Crisis Punch, which says if your opponent has 1 prize left, you can just do 280 damage. And because you take 2 from the fortress and 3 from the Genghis Khan, you just killed me with that both games, so I lost that one. And then round 3 was Joltic Terror Box, like some mishmash deck, and I just won that because he can't one-hit kill me, and if he hits me, I just hit back for double damage, so it's pretty easy. And then round 4 was Ceruledge, which is a very favourable matchup because they only gain 20 damage from each energy in the discard, meanwhile I gain 30 damage. So they only need 9 energy in the discard and I can one-hit KO all their stuff. Whereas 9 energy in the discard, they can't one-hit KO all my stuff. But I just drew really bad. I won the first one, bricked in the second game, and then bricked in the third game. And I dropped out of the tournament. We went to the Pokemon Center. We got the map. It's probably the best looking map they've done for these events. The 2024 one was pretty bad and the 2025 one's pretty okay.
Well done.
For the last 2 days of London, we just chilled out. On Saturday, we went out shopping to some different places and to the Animate pop-up store, which I believe was in Waterloo. And then on Sunday, we had a booking at the Natural History Museum to go to the exclusive Pokemon pop-up shop, which was also pretty cool. And also we just explored around the Natural History Museum and had a good laugh looking at all the funny taxidermied fake animals and all the stolen exhibitions, before we decided to head back later in the evening to watch the trading card game finals as well as the VGC finals. Hello, I'm back home now, and I just wanted to show off some stuff that I bought from the outings we had. As you can see here, we have the Pokemon Center exclusive Kanto Starters playmat. I'd say this is probably one of the best playmats they've made. The 2024 one was Ceruledge and Armarouge. I bought it, but yeah, I ended up getting rid of it because I didn't really like it that much. And then last year's was Ogerpon, which I believe I still have. But yeah, I really like this one. I like it more than the Mega one that was also there. This one just has more of a unique design. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Although it has got the classic like creased corners as with most items you get from the Pokemon Center, it seems. So on the Saturday, we went out and did some shopping just around different areas, and we went to an Animate pop-up store, which is like, I think it's a chain in Japan, and I got some like little keychains. We got a Black Mage Jobstone keychain for Final Fantasy 14 because it's one of my main jobs. We got a Xiaolin keychain from Hololive, one of my favourite members of Hololive. I've ripped off the prices, but these things were quite expensive for what they are, considering they're just keychains. They were on a little bit on the pricey side. And of course we have the Uma Musume ones. They didn't have Rice Shower, unfortunately. So instead I got Mambo or Mate, how do you pronounce this? It's Matekaten Haza or something, Matekaten Haza. Mambo. I think that's how you pronounce it, but everyone just calls it Mambo. Then we have Misho Doto as well. Sadly, there was no rice shower keychain. I believe there was a rice shower stand. No, there wasn't a rice shower standee either. Don't think there was. There was like the pillows, but they were like £40. So instead, I just got these two because they're also two of my other favourite musumes, even though Mambo isn't in the global version of the game yet. And then on Sunday, we went to the Natural History Museum and I picked up a few things. I picked up this Eevee. It's basically like a wallet. It's already kind of dirty, but it's just got like cards in it and stuff like that. I got a water bottle, so you can't have enough water bottles. I also got this notebook with all the fossils on it. Well, not all of them. It doesn't have the Gen 7 fossils. Don't think there was any in Gen 6. It's very nice. There was a couple of these for like different Pokemon, but this one's just the best looking one. I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but I may end up using it. And then we've got the Let's Study the Ecology, which comes with the oversized Pikachu at the museum promo. Very, very nice. Don't know where I'm going to put this, considering it's an oversized promo. I might just have to put it in the back of my binder somewhere. I also got the Pikachu and Pelipper jumper, which I'm currently wearing at the moment, but I'll have a picture of it on screen. It's very, very nice. And then when I was looking around at the vendors, I picked up this Professor Juniper full art from Plasma. I think that's Freeze? Yeah, I think that's Plasma Freeze full art Juniper for a pretty good price considering the condition of it. Like, it's got some little things on the back, like especially in the corners, a bit of white down here as well. But like, as long as the front of the card is good, I do not care. The back could be absolutely destroyed. As long as the front is good, that's all that matters to me. Back home now. The event was good. I enjoyed my time there, even if I didn't make day 2, even if I didn't like win out the event. Liam, I always forget how you say his last name. He was there again, playing Zoroark, but he was playing a kind of similar build to what I was playing, but with like a few differences. He was playing Cyrano, he wasn't playing Team Evos, he was playing Badoo as well, and he ended up making top 4 of the event, so congratulations to him. I am now going to net deck his build until Ascended Heroes is legal. But yeah, I can't really think else much to say. We did some random other stuff around the venue. I enjoyed myself. I just hope next year it's held somewhere else in Europe. It's been 3 years in a row that it's been in London. Can we please host it somewhere else? But other than that, I'd thank you all for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that nonsense. Any and all support is really appreciated. And I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be. Thumbs up.